think they're both stories about individual survival in a kind of cruel and occasionally hysterical world. I think they're both kind of stories of human darkness, I guess, and extremity of behaviour to a certain extent, where I think they both have this kind of sense of place in the natural world about them, I suppose, and the ways that places can shape us. I guess it's another thing that the two books have in common, actually. Very interested, and I think it's something that it's really important that we think about politically at the moment, the process by which people, individuals and groups of people are made other or made monstrous, and how that then makes it okay to do cruel things or do violent things to them, and how the process of making a human being into something less than a human being functions socially and politically, both on kind of the level of an entire country, an entire nation, but also at the level of a village or a smaller community. And that's a dynamic that, yeah, the two novels definitely have in common. For me, one of the most wonderful things about reading is it's one of the few things that sort of counters that quite solipsistic and lonely sense of being in the world and only knowing what it feels like to be in your body at the time that you're existing. I think it's really powerful when a book can realise sort of the physical or psychological state of a fictional character sort of so fully that you feel like you are there, that you feel like you are that person. And I think it's such a powerful corrective to the isolated way and the atomized way a lot of us move through the world, inevitably. So for me, the physicality of my novels, I suppose, is a way of getting at that. And also, I think with the Gluttons specifically, well, no, for the Manningtree Witches as well. I think for the Manningtree Witches is very much not an erotic novel, but it's a novel with strands of eroticism in it, and in which sort of the suppressed sexuality and sensuality of a Puritan community is really important, and the body senses were very important in Manningtree Witches for that reason, but in The Glutton it's very much a novel about what hunger feels like, and hunger is sort of the central theme of the novel, really. Lots of different types of hunger and what it feels like to try and satisfy hunger, very often unsuccessfully. It was actually a really interesting thing about writing the novel, trying to write hunger, and trying to write hunger in a way that didn't become repetitive or too annoying. Oh, it's funny because we were talking. We went to eat at a vegetarian restaurant before this, and I was thinking about how meat. I'm vegetarian. I have been for like my entire adult life, and how meat has a certain level of disgust for me now. And I found myself when I was writing The Glutton tapping in to my disgust of meat quite often, to sort of produce that sense of like physical uncanniness, I suppose.